Did you know that the World Cup winning goalkeeper who kept a clean sheet in the final ended up racing cars at 200 miles per hour at Le Mans? Or that the Arsenal midfielder secretly built a £10 billion empire while his teammates had no idea? Or that one of the most feared strikers in Premier League history now drives an Uber? These are the footballers you will not believe how they ended. And the last one launched his own line of flavored condoms and personally recommended which flavor to buy. When most footballers retire, they slow down. Zé Roberto retired and somehow got into the best shape of his life. The Brazilian left-back spent 6 years at Bayern Munich, winning 4 Bundesliga titles and 4 German Cups. He played at the 2006 World Cup, and then, remarkably, he kept playing professionally until the age of 43. But what happened after that is what nobody saw coming. Zé Roberto is now 51 years old. He has 2.8 million Instagram followers. He runs online training programs. He has multiple advertising clients. And his body fat percentage, which sat at 6% during his playing career, compared to an average of 10 for professional footballers, has not moved. In 2022, he made a claim that stopped football fans in their tracks. He said that in his physical condition at the time, he could play in central midfield for Manchester City. But he did not stop there. He went further. He said that he believed he was in better physical shape than Cristiano Ronaldo because he had maintained it while actually playing football into his 40s, not just after retiring. Bayern Munich visited him at his home gym for their official magazine and confirmed his body fat was still at 6% at 50. His secret? No alcohol, no vices, perfect sleep, and training every single day since the final whistle. He calls it looking after yourself. Most current professionals call it embarrassing. When Matteo Flamini moved from Arsenal to AC Milan in 2008, every football fan assumed it was just a transfer. It was. But at exactly the same time, in complete secret, Flamini did something else. He co-founded a biochemical company called GF Biochemicals with Italian businessman Pasquale Granata, with a mission to produce levulinic acid, a renewable chemical made from plant waste that could replace oil in plastics, pharmaceuticals, and cosmetics. He told nobody. He kept it secret for 5 full years because, as he later admitted, he did not want to be judged as a footballer dabbling in science. He returned to Arsenal in 2013. He won 3 FA Cups. He was a key part of Wenger's squad, and the whole time while he was training, while he was playing, while he was sitting in team meetings, his company was growing. He retired from football in 2019. Then the headlines started. GF Biochemicals became the first company in the world to mass-produce levulinic acid at commercial scale. According to Forbes, Flamini's personal net worth is estimated at £10 billion. His company is valued at over £21 billion, more than 20 times Cristiano Ronaldo's net worth. When the story broke, his Arsenal teammates were astonished. Mesut Ozil, who had played alongside Flamini for 3 seasons and shared a dressing room with him hundreds of times, said he had absolutely no idea. The man who was known for his pressing, his energy, and his willingness to do the unglamorous work had been running a multi-billion-pound green energy company on the side the entire time. He once told an interviewer, "My teachers must be surprised. I left for Arsenal at 19, and now I speak English and run a biochemistry company." The understatement of the decade. George Weah won the Ballon d'Or in 1995. He is still the only African player to have ever won it. He played for PSG, AC Milan, Chelsea, and Manchester City. He is the greatest footballer Liberia has ever produced. And he never played at a World Cup because Liberia, still recovering from civil war during his peak years, could never qualify. It is one of football's great injustices. But what he did after football is something else entirely. Weah ran for president of Liberia in 2005 and lost. His opponents said he was not educated enough, a footballer, not a statesman. So he went to the United States, enrolled in a university, earned a business degree, and came back. He ran for vice president in 2011. He lost again. He won a Senate seat in 2014. And in 2017, on his 3rd attempt at the presidency, George Weah won 61% of the vote and was sworn in as president of Liberia. Didier Drogba and Samuel Eto'o attended the inauguration in person. His son, Tim Weah, plays for the United States national team, the country where his father went back to school after being told he was not qualified to lead his own nation. The man who never got to play at a World Cup became a head of state. Very few footballers can say the same. Before we get to the man who drove an Uber after scoring the fastest goal in World Cup history and the one who launched his own flavored condoms, all I ask is that you subscribe to the channel. It is free, it takes 2 seconds, and it genuinely helps. Thank you. Now, back to the stories. Fabien Barthez is one of the most decorated goalkeepers in French football history. He won the 1998 World Cup. He won Euro 2000. He won the Champions League with Marseille. He won 2 Premier League titles at Manchester United. He holds the record for most World Cup clean sheets alongside Peter Shilton with 10. He was one of the most eccentric, charismatic, and gifted goalkeepers of his generation. And the moment he retired from football in 2007, at the age of 35, he started racing cars professionally. In 2008, Barthez entered his first race, the Porsche Carrera Cup France. He was 36 years old, had never raced professionally, and was competing against people who had done nothing else their entire lives. He progressed through various French motorsport series, and in 2013, won the National GT Championship, beating former Formula One world champion Jacques Villeneuve in the process. In 2014, he made his debut at the Le Mans 24 Hours, one of the most grueling and prestigious motorsport events in the world. He raced there multiple times. At the 2017 edition, he recorded a top speed of 206 miles per hour. He said it felt exactly like football. The preparation, the pressure building as you approached the stadium, the way everything sharpened into focus. He had always been fascinated by motorsport even during his playing career. He just had to wait until the boots were off before he could find out how good he actually was. The answer, it turned out, was very good indeed. The goalkeeper who stopped bullets at the World Cup started firing them at 200 miles per hour in retirement. In January 2005, Real Madrid signed Thomas Graveson from Everton. This was the Real Madrid of Zidane, Beckham, Ronaldo, and Raul. It remains one of the strangest transfers in the history of the sport. The tough-tackling, completely bald Danish midfielder, who was, by his own manager David Moyes' admission, completely mental, was replacing Claude Makelele in the engine room of the most glamorous club on earth. He became a cult hero at the Bernabeu. He played 34 league games for Madrid, and then he retired in 2009 and disappeared. What happened next is equal parts unverifiable and completely believable. Reports began to emerge that Graveson had moved to Las Vegas, invested his Real Madrid salary with remarkable discipline and foresight, and had become a high-stakes poker player. According to reports from poker forums and multiple media outlets, he won over $100 million at the tables. He reportedly lived in a gated community in Summerlin with Andre Agassi, Steffi Graf, and Nicolas Cage as neighbors, and drove a custom-built McLaren Mercedes worth £400,000. There is also the story that on one particular night, he lost $54 million in a single heads-up session, and then won it back. None of this can be fully verified because high-stakes private poker games do not get publicized. But the former players who played with Graveson at Everton were, when asked about it, completely unsurprised. James McFadden once recalled that at Everton, Graveson and a teenage Wayne Rooney used to shoot fireworks at each other in the gym. As McFadden put it, he was mental. It checks out. Hakan Şükür is Turkey's greatest footballer. He scored 51 goals in 112 appearances for the national team. He led Galatasaray to 4 consecutive league titles. He played for Inter Milan, Parma, and Blackburn Rovers. And at the 2002 World Cup, he scored the fastest goal in tournament history, 11 seconds after kickoff against South Korea, as Turkey finished third. He is the bull of the Bosphorus. He is a national legend, and he now drives for Uber in California. After retiring from football in 2008, Şükür entered politics, winning a seat in the Turkish parliament in 2011 as a member of President Erdogan's party. He resigned 2 years later and ran as an independent. Then came his association with the Gülen movement, which Erdogan's government declared a terrorist organization following a failed coup attempt in 2016. Şükür was accused of links to the movement. His assets were seized. His businesses were shut down. His bank accounts were frozen. A warrant was issued for his arrest. He fled Turkey for the United States. He settled in California, tried running a cafe in Palo Alto, and then in 2019 told a German newspaper plainly, "I am now an Uber driver and I sell books." Turkey's greatest scorer, the man who made the entire country dance in 2002, was driving strangers around California. He has since opened a youth football academy in Palo Alto and uses YouTube to reach Turkish people abroad. Thousands join his live streams, but he cannot go home. His medals were officially revoked by the government in 2017, the fastest goal in World Cup history, and the country that cheered it no longer wants to acknowledge it happened. Faustino Asprilla was one of the most thrilling and unpredictable footballers of the 1990s. He won multiple Serie A titles and 2 Coppa Italia trophies at Parma. He played at the 1994 and 1998 World Cups for Colombia. He arrived at Newcastle in 1996 and became an instant cult hero, scoring a hat-trick against Barcelona in the Champions League, a performance so outrageous it is still discussed today. He was electric, impossible to contain, and completely impossible to predict. And in 2014, Asprilla launched his own line of flavored condoms. The brand is called Tino Condones. He not only founded it, he personally fronts the marketing campaigns, he appears in the promotional material, and he has strong opinions about the product range. When asked which flavor he recommends, Asprilla did not hesitate. Guava, he said, because when he was growing up, there was a guava tree in his garden, and that is a flavor and aroma that is very good for romancing. During the COVID-19 pandemic, when a global shortage of contraceptives was reported, Asprilla announced on social media that he had 3.5 million condoms in stock and offered them at a discount. His message was characteristically straightforward. He said he had a whole load of condoms at home and it was really difficult for him to use all of them. He also runs a sugarcane farm in Colombia and supplies the government. He coaches young players. He appears on television as a pundit. He came back to St. James Park in 2025 to mark the anniversary of his Barcelona hat-trick and received a reception usually reserved for kings. He told an Italian newspaper, "You know, sex has always been important to me. I am Asprilla. Lots of sex, no rules, and pure life. Football for me was always fun. The condoms apparently are the same. This was another football day."